All right, we have a troubleshooting situation today with Ken Stout in Illinois. I'm going to punch over here and bring Ken up on the screen. We're going to see what we got. Here we go. Go ahead and unmute your microphone, Ken.
All right.
All right. How are things in Illinois today?
They're good today. We got a lot of wind. It's not that bad with the temperature. Got some yard work done this morning, so not bad.
Yeah, I think we're headed to 110 degrees this week. So
Good.
that means spring is here.
Yep. Spring has sprung finally.
That's not supposed to be spring. Oh, and I see Jeff Ryman is here from Las Vegas, Nevada, so he might be having some heat there too.
That's where we moved from.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
All right.
Escondido, California to Vegas to here.
All right. I seem to remember you talking about Vegas in one of our first sessions. Was that you, or am I remembering somebody else?
No, that was me. That was us.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You were talking about it. All right.
Yeah.
And Aaron is with us, and Geo Johnson is with us, and Aaron's going to want to see me do this right now.
Yeah.
So there's the watch. So let's get an AVDW check, Aaron. And he says, AVD good and watch check. I think he must have typed that before I took the watch off. There's a psychic here between he and me. So let's see, did I miss anybody? No, that's all I've seen in chat so far. And my live stream says there's 10 concurrent viewers, and 1 or 2 of those are me. I haven't figured out how YouTube counts that, and I think 1 is you, Ken. So, and then here's RM, yeah, showing up in chat. Hello from Tennessee, about 1 hour from Memphis, Tennessee. It's not hot here. All right, welcome RM. I'm just taking a look here and see. Yes, I wasn't sure if the name was RM or if it was RM Hello, because the way it shows up in chat. And then there's Zvi Manor from Israel. He says, hi from the Middle East, AVD okay from him. So we're reaching all the way to Israel. And I think they all heard you talk so far, but go ahead and say something again. And maybe in chat you can give us a balance. Are we balanced okay?
Well, I'm good, yeah. I don't know how chat is, but it's good here.
Yeah, well, we want to see how they judge you and me
Right.
in balance, so you can't quite judge that yourself. So, in the description of the video, I have the text of the email you sent to me regarding this troubleshooting situation, so I'll go ahead and read through that.
All right.
This was an email you sent to me 2 days ago, and that would have been Saturday. I updated my mom's desktop today and was trying to turn Windows Defender on and could not. I removed super spyware and Malwarebytes, did a restart, and still unable to. I got a message about her security settings are controlled by the IT department. She lives alone. So I went to make sure she was the admin. She is, and stumbled across the pictures I am sending you. Is this normal for everyone? Do I need to back her hard drive up, then reformat and do a clean install? She's using Windows 10 Home on a Dell 580. So let me go ahead and show those pictures.
Right. It might be interesting to note, too, that according to Dell's website, Windows 10 is not supported on that 580, but it works just fine.
Yeah. So we'll talk about that in a minute. So I've got that. The first of the 2 pictures you sent me, and it's showing in the Credential Manager under the Windows Credentials tab, Generic Credentials, Virtual App, Did Logical. And then the other picture is this one showing this credential information for this Virtual App Did Logical. And I think I already asked you why you thought those were of any significance, and I'm not sure that there is a reason. I don't see any significance to those 2 pictures. I think you just stumbled across those and was wondering about them.
Right. Well, since Windows Defender wouldn't turn on, I was thinking if this is legitimately on everyone's computer across the world that has Windows 10, then it's fine. But my mom got hacked. I don't remember when she was hacked, but I do know she got hacked. My little bit of thinking I have was, okay, maybe this is something that was put on the computer that's still controlling her computer. I did remove them, restarted the computer, and it came right back. So I don't know what it is. When I got home, I checked my computer. The computer we're on right now, it's got the same exact thing.
Yeah.
Just different, password and IDs. My computer in the other room's got the same exact thing. So apparently it is a Windows 10 type thing.
I wouldn't be at all surprised. I did not do any searching on that or check up on it, and I don't think that has anything to do with the Windows Defender issue. So we'll just go ahead and pursue the Windows Defender issue. So I am connected remotely to your mom's computer.
No, you're only connected to my computer.
Okay. I misunderstood that.
No. I wish we could get connected to my mom's computer.
Oh, it's in the Philippines.
No, it's in Indiana, but it's 120 some odd miles away. I actually physically drove to Indiana Saturday and did this.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. So my mistake.
What we might be able to do, if we can't figure it out and then me retain the knowledge, is maybe we can set up a Saturday or a Sunday with you and we'll do it on her computer.
I see. Okay.
I'll get my sister to take her out of the house so that there's no interruption and we'll get it fixed.
Okay. Yeah, we may wind up doing that, but perhaps we'll give you a few things to look at first. So looking back at the chat room, let's see. Geo Johnson says, been in the 90s here, but today's cooled down to the 80s in Kalamazoo, Michigan. And then Wintermute says, did it say IT department or organization?
It said IT department.
Yeah. And I know that I've seen that before. I can't place quite where I've seen that, and I don't feel that is a strong indication. Now let's go look. My first thought turns to, did you try Windows Troubleshooter for Windows Defender?
No, I didn't.
Okay, well, let's take a look at that on your computer, and I haven't even refreshed my memory as to what is available to us there. So I'm going to prep my computer number 2 a little bit. I'm going to minimize your Zoom session so I can punch over to your computer.
All right.
And then, let's see, maximize that screen. Okay, so then if we go to settings and then set up update and security, and then don't we have troubleshoot? Yeah, troubleshoot right here. Do we get a Windows Defender troubleshooter? Here's additional troubleshooters. I don't think we get it from here. Let's take a look here. So do we get a specific troubleshooter for Windows Defender?
I don't think we do, because I'm pretty sure I went to at least this far, and when I seen, can't get into Windows Defender, I kind of went a different route.
Yeah. Don't see it there. Okay. So then let's go look at, you've got Windows Defender down here in the system tray.
Right. Now, I do know, not to interrupt you, but I do know when I first started out with hers, it had a yellow check mark and it wants her to get a Microsoft account. So I went ahead and got rid of that. And upon the last restart, her icon right here did turn green, but yet when you go into Windows Defender itself, it doesn't show that it's actually running. So I don't know, is it running and not showing, or is it really not running?
Well, do you have this icon?
Everything that's on my screen right now is on her screen as well. Yes.
With these green check marks?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Oh, okay. So then if we go in here, this is showing virus and threat protection settings, no action needed.
Right.
This is indicating that Windows Defender is running. So when you said Windows Defender is not running, what specifically were you seeing that told you that?
So on hers, we can stop a scan if I start it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I started a scan, and you see how that started in a matter of seconds?
Yeah.
Hers was ran 15 minutes, and it never moved off the double zeros.
Oh.
But I thought, okay, let me restart the computer. I missed it. So I restarted her computer, and again, went in, and that's starting within 2 or 3 seconds. Hers never did start, ever.
All right. All right. All right. That
So I'm going to
certainly
cancel
seems
it.
concerning.
And then can we go, how do we go back to one page? I think it is. Oh, manage settings. So in here, this is, that's not what this is grayed. And you
On
know
her,
what?
it's grayed out on her
grayed
computer?
out, yes.
Okay.
Can't do anything with it. So
okay.
hands are free. It's yours to do whatever we need to do.
All right. All right. Well, then that certainly does sound like there's something amiss, even though you had those green check marks. This was turned off. Now, the way that is supposed to happen is if Windows thinks you have some other security protection in place.
Right, which is why I got rid of the Malwarebytes and the super anti-spyware. And I couldn't find anything else at all. And I mean, maybe I wasn't looking for the right thing. She might have John's security from down the road on there for all I know.
Okay. Well, what I'm thinking is that those two did not cleanly uninstall. They didn't completely uninstall. And that's one of my complaints about any third-party security products is they'll work fine. They'll work pretty decently for what they're designed to do as long as you're using them the way they intend for them to be used and their documentation specifies. But when you uninstall them, they're not so good about making sure that uninstalls correctly.
Right.
So that's my suspicion of what may be going on here. So I think I had told you in my response about going for a uninstall tool for those two products or going for a Revo uninstaller. And I'm guessing you probably didn't have your hands on the computer at that time to try it. And then we decided, well, let's do this in a live stream and see what we can deal with. So let's see. I'm seeing a hello from Gary. Hi, Gary. And Aaron saying hello to him. So let's go take a look at, that was Malwarebytes and
super anti-spyware.
Super anti-spyware. Okay, so let's go into your browser. We'll go to a new tab. Surprise, surprise, you're watching the live stream.
Yep.
And then, so Malwarebytes.
You can close that YouTube if you want it. I'm watching it on my phone, actually.
Oh, okay, yeah. That'll put a little less demand on your computer.
Close Facebook, too, as well.
So once I started typing uninstaller, the suggestion came up with Malwarebytes uninstall tool, indicating this is something that is searched for.
Right.
Why is it searched for? Well, because Malwarebytes doesn't uninstall itself real well. And to be fair, there's complications with all the things that can happen to a computer that the basic uninstall capability built into it just sometimes gets broken, doesn't work very well, and they don't put all that much effort into fixing all the possible problems with it. Instead, they provide a uninstaller tool. So this is actually, we're on Malwarebytes.com website. So here's download the Malwarebytes support tool. Now that says support tool, that does not say uninstaller. I'd rather have something called uninstaller. Reinstall. See, their tool, they want you to get it fixed and get it working right. So let's see if this actually does an uninstall. Troubleshoots, repairs, resolves issues. If you're experiencing issues, support tool to uninstall and reinstall. The steps in this article detail the advanced clean option. The option deletes all Malwarebytes Windows files and all previous settings configuration. You then have the option to reinstall. Option. Okay, now that's good. So then, yeah, what you're going to want to do is install that tool on her computer and go through it. And I would love for us to do this during live stream instead of you just going.
Go ahead and try it. I don't think Malwarebytes has ever been on this drive.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and download it. So here's downloading in the bottom left corner. And there it's finished. So I'll go ahead and click on it to launch it. It says opening. Answer yes to the user account control. And of course, you're getting this now, the procedure on the YouTube video.
Yeah, I'm watching.
Yeah. So then
Watching
check.
you on the screen and watching this down there too. So
Yeah, but I mean, when you go to her computer and work on it, you can play the video back if you wanted to. So this is a Malwarebytes support tool. So yeah, they're wanting us to open a ticket or so on. That's not really what we're interested in. We want to go straight to uninstall. So I'm going to try this advanced option. They used to have an uninstaller tool. That's just all that it did. So now this looks like an attempt by them to, try to keep you as a customer. So here's clean. Remove all Malwarebytes from your machine. Backs up your premium license to the desktop. Now I'm guessing she didn't have a premium license, meaning a paid.
she was using her free version.
So then you would click clean here. Now you haven't had it on your computer, so it's safe for us to go ahead and do that. Now before we do that, let's consider this. Repair system restores Windows System services back to default state. Check the desired options, click the repair system. This process requires a reboot, so it deals with these items. And I feel pretty comfortable with you doing these after you've done the clean procedure. Okay. So these are separate procedures. We click on clean or we click on repair system. So I would say do the clean first and then do the repair. Now the logs would be for gathering the logs most likely that you can provide to their support so that they can try to help you with fixing the software to run on their system. Now this one anonymously helped the community by providing usage and threat statistics. My routine is to turn that type of thing off.
Right.
It's not, I'm not adamant about that, but it's just, I like to reduce the amount of stuff that is being done. So this is just right off the bat says, hey, there's nothing on here. So it's done. Then these are probably going to go through a more substantial process, and it would go through this regardless of whether it found anything to clean up from Malwarebytes or not. But my inclination, like I said, is just to do this clean, do it for Malwarebytes, and then we'll do it for the super antivirus tool also. So taking a look back at chat, let's see, Geo Johnson, check the managed providers on the right.
You forgot to pop chat out a while ago.
Yeah, I've got it popped out on my my third computer. And so we're past the place that he was referring to there. Managed providers. Okay, then Gary's saying hellos, I guess. And then Geo, I have Malwarebytes Premium. It runs along with Defender, no issues. Well, that is true. Malwarebytes isn't actually a substitute for Windows Defender, whether it's what's causing the issue, because Malwarebytes is anti-malware, and it's a little different design than antivirus. So yes, I'm aware that they can run side by side. Gary, forever antivirus type programs are hard to uninstall. If I was going to write input on your computer and then run a virus program, I'd have to get rid of your malware program, and not always easy. And then from Geo, Malwarebytes free does not run in real time. Doubt it has anything to do with this problem. Yeah, I agree with you. And that is a good point too. Malwarebytes free does not run in real time. We just turned our attention first to that. But that is an absolutely valid point. I'm trying to click on my streaming computer to close that. So let's go look at that super antivirus as the other one. That was called super antivirus.
No, super antivirus. What is it called?
What is it called?
That sounds about right. It popped up under super, but I don't see. I think it's the second one down. I think. Yeah, I think it's that one. It pops up. No. Yeah, this one down here, I believe. Right there.
Super anti-spyware, right. Free edition.
Yep, that's what it looked like.
Okay. So then let's search for super antivirus spyware free edition. uninstaller tool or removal tool. Let's see, I think we need to get rid of that free edition thing. There's a search result for removal tool. Super anti-spyware COM removal tool. Follow these steps to uninstall through the Windows control panel. You already did that.
Did that. And I went into the file system and deleted it from within the file system.
Okay. Malware is still good. Work with Windows. Malware removal tool. Super anti-spyware. This is safely remove uninstall tool. Maybe. Okay. Malware file uninstall tool. Tool used for hacking purposes. Super anti-safely remove. No, this is super anti-spyware removing that thing. That is not a removal tool for super anti-spyware. Technical support, forums. If it doesn't show up in the search results, then I don't think there's anything reliable there. Then we'd be looking at something like Revo uninstaller or auto runs to uninstall components. So then Gary says when you run two antivirus malware programs, they are still trying to look at each other being run twice. Yeah. And they can see each other as a bad guy. So you're to review for the people who weren't aware of this, because now we have 17 viewers showing on the live stream, is that you uninstalled Malwarebytes, a free edition, and you uninstalled super anti-spyware and found that Windows Defender, although it had the green check marks, it would not perform a scan operation.
Right.
And that's what we say, that something's not right about this.
Right.
So then Geo also says super anti-spyware does not run in real time either. It's run manually, and I kind of suspected that might be the case too. But the fact that it is installed, is that interfering with Windows Defender at all? So let's go look at troubleshoot Windows Defender. Let's see, green check marks, but won't scan. See if that gets us anything. Another thing that was on my mind was system file checker, to let it try to fix Windows system files. I've had a lot of unsuccessful efforts with that. Fix Windows Defender, won't scan. That sounds promising. Stay protected with Windows security. That sounds kind of generic. Windows Defender won't scan. That sounds interesting. Now this is in AnswersMicrosoft.com. This is in WindowsReport.com. I see Catherine just showed up in chat. Hi, Catherine. And then Wintermute says there's a super anti-spyware uninstall assistant. Scroll down here. So we'll go take a look at that in a moment. And then let's go see what this gives us. Fix Windows Defender won't scan. If the Windows Defender is not scanning your PC, it might be due to another installed antivirus. First thing, check your Windows Defender exclusions list. We encourage you to uninstall current antivirus, switch to a better one. Performing a scan. Whoops, too far. Performing a scan can also troubleshoot and fix the Windows Defender scan not working. Well, yeah, but it doesn't do a scan. Now, how long did you let it try? What you said is you were able to click on scan now, or whatever the button was called, and it just never got off the 0. It
Right.
didn't start counting.
First time
the
was
timer.
probably 5 to 7 minutes. The second time was 15 because I sat there and I literally timed it. And the third time was about 15. And then I like, okay, this is not working, obviously. Which,
Okay.
again, I thought since she doesn't have much on that computer anyway, do a backup, do a clean install, which in theory would wipe that disk clean and just reinstall Windows, and it should solve the problem, I think.
Well, certainly it would. It just sounds like an excessive way to go, nuke and pave. So then Catherine's asking, is Windows updated? Did you try Windows updates?
Yes, that because the first thing I did, I checked her version, and it was 2004, so I got her updated to 21H1, and that actually went very flawlessly and very quick.
Okay.
And I was happy with that, and then couldn't get Defender to come on, couldn't get it to work.
Okay. So then here, along with on this WindowsReport.com, when they're trying to give an answer to this, they've got a little advertisement in here, get ESET antivirus. Now that doesn't say it's an advertisement in there anywhere, but that kind of shows that they probably have a affiliate income for ESET, and that's what these websites that show up in response to our searches, they're providing free information to us, free help to us to get us to their website because they want to make money with these advertisements. And how good is this article? Are they just trying to get our eyes on their article that we might click on their advertising? We just never really know.
Yeah.
So running antivirus is essential. Yeah, yada yada. Getting antivirus, yada yada. Windows Defender unable to scan. There's some relatively common problems with Windows Defender. You can fix them using one of our solutions. Well, what is our solution? Is it to put on a antivirus product that they sell? Maybe one of these. How about that? And then let's go down further and see. Now, sometimes they do actually get some better technical results. You got to scroll down to find it. And then Windows key settings. Let's see, updating security. They're just telling us how to get here. And then opens Defender Security Center. You already know how to get to that.
Yep.
So let's go down further and see if they give us anything of significance. Now, notice this scroll bar on the right-hand side. It's got a long ways to go.
Yeah,
so I don't like to spend too long scrolling down, reading through all of this blather. And I might just scroll all the way down and see if we got comments from people saying, hey, yay, this fixed it for me. Or they're saying, no, this didn't help.
Right.
Or there's no comments in here at all. There's an awful lot of advertising stuff, a whole lot of advertising for other stuff. So I'm not feeling real good about the likelihood that this, okay, so here's a system file checker. So they're just giving us some basic kinds of things that you can do. There was DISM that we went past. So this is kind of some rather generic stuff. This isn't something where, hey, this is a known problem, it's happening to many people, and boom, here is the fix. That's what we'd like to see, and that's not what we're getting here.
Right, yeah.
So let's go take a look at the link that Wintermute was giving us and see what we get from that. And also catching up, Geo says file issue, or the issue might be file corruption, and that would be the system file checker and the DISM, which he also gives us. Now, those could be legitimate solutions, but I tell you, I've seen so many problems that I've searched for, and they've taken me down that road, and I've just...
Did you see this right here?
Pretty much never see it.
Or it
What is
says
that?
$sign.
Yeah.
Disclosure.
Affiliate disclosure, yeah, because this is what they're all about. This is their business model. So, but sometimes they do really give us a legitimate solution to problems happening a lot. But I would expect that to happen in the first few search results. Now, this one is at support.microsoft. This one's at answers Microsoft. So that also can be of use. And we do have somebody in our community that I think was actually, he actually is one of the admins or moderators through Microsoft. And if you're in the chat room right now and you want to remind me who you are, and if you're willing to, please, you're welcome to. So Windows Defender won't scan. This is coming from a person, and there's replies from people, independent advisors. So these are not coming from Microsoft. These are coming from volunteers. So sometimes these things will nail it on the head. but sometimes it's just a whole lot of back and forth and
No.
and eventually getting nowhere. Now here there should be comments down lower, or even people replies at the bottom. Thank you, this worked. That's what we would like to see. So here's from the independent advisor. Let's try to manually purge, update cache. So this is more things they're saying. Try this, try this, try something else. So we go up and we're probably going to find some other things to try. Now this is the person, is this replying? No, I think this is somebody else. Who is the first person posing this problem? Go back up to the top. This was coming from Eamon Kurtalish. I think that C is a soft C. So do we have any more responses from that person saying, yes, you fixed it. Here's something. In reply to Charlie, Windows Defender doesn't want to update in settings. I have this code. After downloading Windows 10 from that link, it doesn't want to install. And he was replying to Charlie. Well, this next one is from Glenn, saying check and see if such and such. If you're unable, so this is basically more things to try. This isn't feeling real promising. Yeah, and the last thing was to update the purge cache. So we've gone far enough with that. And then looking back at chat, only one more here. Catherine, he does not like it at Geo Johnson. Oh, she's replying to Geo. Yeah, saying that I don't like the system file checker. And I do try it now and then, and well, you may go ahead and try it. And let me remind or inform the people who have joined in the session, we don't have access to the subject computer right now. Right. We're having a conversation about Ken's mother's computer that's a long distance away, and we might do a session on Saturday or Sunday when he's there again and show the actual work in trying to resolve it. So now we're just talking over ideas and ways to fix it. So let's go back. I'm on your computer. We'll go to the YouTube. Oops, is that, did I actually close your
you closed the one that was running.
Okay, so I'll go back up here and type YouTube, press the right arrow key because it fills in youtube.com and /LWTDB, the other L, Doug, when it looks like an L instead of the one that looks like a T. So that's the acronym for my channel, Live Windows Training DougBetts, LWTDB. This will take you straight to my channel. And then when we have a live stream going or a live stream scheduled, it should show up right here, the first one. So I'll click into that, and then we'll mute that. Oh, it is muted. Okay, and I'm going to pause it so we stop that screen display going. And then we'll come over here to chat and go to this link that Wintermute put in here. He says the Super Anti-Spyware Uninstall Assistant. Scroll down. So I'll click on that link. And then he says scroll down. Frequently asked questions. So I'm just going to scroll all the way down, see if we get lucky finding that it's all the way down at the bottom. Facts. Click here to download. Free edition installer, professional edition installer. Yeah, that's probably not it. So he called this a uninstall assistant. So I'm going to press Control F for find and type uninstall. And this shows us there's 22 occurrences of uninstall in this. Right now it's highlighting the first one, and he's told us to scroll down. So I'm going to press this up arrow. That should wrap us down to the bottom, to the last number 22. And there's uninstall. If you receive an error during uninstall, refer to the fact or the FAQ. None of those are a link. I'm looking back. He says go back up. He says halfway down. So I'll click this up arrow key to just go up to the word uninstall, looking for when we're about halfway. Download and run the Super Anti-Spyware Uninstaller Assistant. Super Anti-Spyware Uninstall. Exit Super Anti-Spyware. Looking for a link, exit super and its spyware, uninstall. He's got to be yelling at me right now saying, Doug, it's right in front of your eyes. Coming down, click here to download. Oh yeah, well it was right in front of my eyes. It just doesn't, oh no, that's the installer. That's right, I did see that, but that's the installer. All right, so it's got to be back up here. Uninstaller. Oh, there it is, uninstaller assistant. And yeah, see these aren't underlined, they're not in a color, so I don't think they jumped out at me as an uninstaller. So here's the 64-bit version. So I'll go ahead and click on that. It's going to download it to your computer, which has never had Super NE spyware uninstaller, but we can go ahead and see what happens. So I'm waiting to see that. Let's close that search field. So that turns that off. I did not see any download happen. There's a hourglass. Are we waiting for it? Now we've got this accept all cookies thing for this website. It might be the website's not going to function for us until we respond to this.
Right.
Because this is kind of a new thing going around the internet. I need to move these pictures out of the way to show what I'm pointing to. Working on that. Yeah, so right here, this accept all cookies. So websites are now being required to prompt you to accept cookies, and their site might not operate properly until you do that. So I'm clicking on that, and then I'm going to go see if I can get this to download. Wintermute says 32-bit and 64-bit links. Yeah, so we found the right place. And Geo says possibly corrupt user profile. Certainly a possibility. Waiting for a response. There's an hourglass. Now there's something happening. New professional edition up at the top. My account. The screen kind of redrew there. I think it's just because it gave us that banner at the top. Still have an hourglass. Nothing flashing down here. Oh, here's a shield. No, that's not a user account control. That's just your Windows security that's still open. I'll close that. Click here to download. Okay, so I'm going to right click on it, open link in new tab. Do we get a new tab?
I don't think we, I don't think we did. Oh, wait a minute. Come back. Go back to the left. There's a new tab right next to uninstall at the top. Actually, there's two more.
Go ahead, take the mouse.
You got one right here.
It should have gone to the right of where we were at.
Right, should have. So we got that one, and then that one, and then this was the one we're at, which that one and that one looked to be about the same. So
yeah,
right, it should open to the right, and it didn't.
Yeah, I think this one here was a prior tab that we had open. Let's go back and try another way here. I'm sure your computer is a 64-bit, obviously.
Yeah.
So let's copy link address. Let's open a new tab and then Control V to paste that link address. So it's an executable.
Yeah, now I'm downloaded.
They're downloaded. Okay, so download is covered by taskbar. Download is covered by taskbar. Well, your taskbar was down here. It shouldn't have been covering a download, but we've got a download now. Let's see, some hellos going back, and Geo saying he really thinks it's a Windows corruption, and yeah, possibly. And I'm inclined to think we maybe wind up doing. In fact, we might start out with that system file checker, because I've lost so much confidence in it, and I still get people that have confidence in it. So maybe we just go ahead and try it. I'd love to be proven wrong about it. I'd love to find out that it's doing better these days, but maybe we'll try that on the weekend as a first move. Then I'm looking back at chat. Well, yeah, let's go ahead and launch this. Again, this is not the computer that has the problem. We're just going to see what this uninstaller does. This will uninstall super anti-spyware. After uninstall, your computer will be rebooted. Are you sure you want to do this? So it's probably going to prompt for a reboot. Uninstall must reboot. So it's done.
Yeah,
and it's got an OK. If we click OK, I think it's just going to go ahead and do it.
Right.
Let's see if we can X out of that. Oops, there it goes. You're gone. So I'll go catch up with chat. Let's see. Download is covered. Okay, then Catherine. Yes, it could be. Then Wintermute is, this is Chrome, right? Download is in the bottom left corner. Yeah, it should have been the down left corner, bottom left corner, and it wasn't. When we pasted the link, then it worked. Is the Windows version known? That would be on his mother's computer. I'm pretty sure he knows the Windows version. We'll ask him when we get back. Catherine doesn't like Chrome. Gary says Windows logo bottom left is 21H1. Yeah, but we're not looking at the subject computer, Gary. The subject computer is his mother's computer, which is in another town. And then Catherine's responding to Gary. So when this comes back, when this reboots, we'll get a launch remote control session button here to get back in. So to review, for those of you who didn't catch the beginning, Ken sent me an email on Saturday that he updated his mother's computer and uninstalled Malwarebytes and super anti-spyware, and Windows Defender has not properly reactivated. It claims to be active. It has green check marks, but it won't perform a scan. So there's a significant question mark as to whether the computer is really protected or not. Oh, thank you, Catherine, sweetheart. She's asking everybody to like the video, and I'd surely appreciate that. I see 9 likes right now. Let's see. Put in the meeting passcode. Geo Johnson. I think that's George. Geo Johnson. Is that actually George? Can I use the name George? Says, Ken, I would try adding another user account, then try to run Defender. Reasonable idea. Let's see. Ken, are you hearing me?
I am back.
Okay, he's back.
Give my John Wick. Yeah, I'm thinking I am back.
Yeah. So yeah, that just was absolutely super anti-spyware, even though there was no components on your computer.
Right.
Just for running it, we were absolutely forced to restart the computer.
Right. If you want to test them, we don't have to do it today, but if you want to set up another one on the other computer in the other room, it still has both Malwarebytes and super anti-spyware, whatever that other one is, on it. And if you want to test it, we can see if those uninstalled programs actually do work.
I'm not really too concerned about whether they work. Every time that I've done an uninstaller program, it has worked.
Okay.
However, I have seen some residual elements still left, and I found those with using auto runs from sysinternals. So, we've been going this direction of the uninstallers, but there's also, we could be doing the Revo uninstaller rather than using the removal tools.
Right.
Or we could be doing auto runs from sysinternals to clean out the clutter that's there. But I've been pretty successful with using the removal tools that are provided by the security software vendors, because even though their programs don't uninstall themselves cleanly when you're doing that from the Add Remove Programs panel, they get complaints about that, and they have people calling their tech support, I need help with this. So they develop these uninstaller tools, and rather than having somebody call their tech support to help remove their product. They'd rather just provide that and let people uninstall it and try to save their reputation by providing a way to remove it. So I've found those to work pretty well. So we're back on Zoom being broadcast right now because we've done that restart. So then, like Catherine says, you're welcome to me for the thank you about the likes. And let's see, we're up to 12 likes now in response to her request. Thank you. And then there's Ryan, Rain One Full. I have found out his name is Ryan. Thank you so much for telling me what your name is, Ryan. I really enjoy knowing people's real names when you're using a YouTube handle. That doesn't make it obvious. It just helps me feel a better connection with you. Geo Johnson says, yes, Doug. So he must be saying his first name is George. And then Wintermute says Revo, so that's a vote for Revo uninstaller. Wintermute says, be careful with auto runs. Yes, that's true. You can mess things up with auto runs because auto runs is not an automated program that's going to help you with uninstalling. It's just showing you everything that is automatically running on the computer. So it's really intended for a technician to be using, not an end user. So that's a good reminder, Wintermute. Thank you. And Gary, Mark R. of SysInternals is a genius, and I agree with that. Mark R. is the author, and I should be able to say the rest of his last name, and I can't think of it now. But and he works for Microsoft, but as I understood, he developed SysInternals on the side, but it is available through Microsoft's website now. And it's not actually a product, I believe, it's not actually a product that is officially supported by Microsoft, and there are some components within SysInternals that may be out of date. So then, George to Catherine, the build you helped me with is still running great. So that's nice to see that. Blast from the past. Apparently, Catherine helped George in the past. So we've done those two uninstallers to show how to download them. A Revo uninstaller would be the next thing to take a look at, just to document how to find these elements. So I'll just type Revo uninstaller and hit enter. And then right here, Revo uninstaller, you always want to make sure before clicking on any search results, look at the URL.
Right.
Uniform Resource Locator, the actual address, to be sure it's legit, because the bad guys will try to, they'll actually pay for advertising, or they'll get themselves showing on high levels in the actual search results. These are not advertisements down here. But they could insert themselves so that you go to a Revo installer and you're actually downloading it theoretically from somebody else's website, and you don't know if it's clean and legit and original. So even download from cnet.com. I have high respect for cnet.com, but I'd rather download it from the actual author's website. So this one up here is a search result. It's not an advertisement, and simply because it doesn't identify itself as an advertisement. And so the right away they want us to buy it. I'll close that. Why use Revo Uninstaller Pro? And then here's a free downloads button. Now I would have a question mark in my mind. Is that a free download for a Revo Uninstaller, or is that taking us to other products that they have an affiliate relationship with? Because providing a free download of Revo Uninstaller, part of their motivation for doing that is to get you to come to their website so that they can earn affiliate income from other advertisers. Now, I don't know that Revo does that, and I'm kind of thinking maybe they don't, because I'm not seeing much other advertisements here. So then here's a Revo Uninstaller, their footer. There's a downloads menu item here. This is kind of a really attractive place for me to go to. Just skip all the other blurbs, because sometimes this other blurb stuff up here is hard to distinguish advertisements from non-advertisements. So let's say, look at this. Why use Revo uninstaller? This all looks pretty legit. They're telling us what the product does. Now it's kind of interesting that these check marks are clickable. You wouldn't really unselect. You're saying, no, I don't want this aspect of the software. I'm guessing that's going to take us somewhere else. I just clicked on it. I haven't seen anything happen. Oh, here's this thing about cookies. So again, maybe it's not going to respond to a click until we give this response to cookies, because that's a new thing these days. So let's try clicking agree, and now see what happens if I click on that. When I move over here, I get the hand, and then click on that. No, it still doesn't go anywhere. It's just changing to that. And then main features, and it's got these things telling us about it. Revo uninstaller mobile. We don't want that. And testimonials. Subscribe now. It's looking to me like it's legitimate that the right place for us to go is here for free downloads. This one for Pro, that must be for the paid software.
Right.
And then up here, well, here's another link for the downloads. So I'm going to go ahead and look and see what it shows here and see if this takes us somewhere else. Let's celebrate. Yeah, just because I'm a glutton for punishment. So here's the Pro, and then the free is on the left, and it tells us with the check marks what the difference is. Scanning for leftovers after standard, 8 additional cleaning tools, free professional, uninstall Windows apps. So these ones that are X's are the ones that we're not getting by virtue of not paying for it. And it really looks to me like really all we care about is the stuff that's in the free anyway. Now, here's the difference between free, download, and portable. And if I delay long enough, the chat room is all going to vote for portable. So here is a pop quiz for Ken. Can you explain to the viewers the difference between free, download, and portable?
I've never understood that.
Okay, very good. Fair answer. And I'm waiting to see if somebody in the chat room wants to explain the difference or vote for one or the other between free, download, or portable.
Can I take a guess at it?
Yeah, you can.
My guess is if you download it, it's going to actually put it on your computer. And if you do the portable version, it's not going to actually put it on your computer, but it's going to be available to use on your computer.
Yes, very good. The free download is going to be an installation. It's going to install the program on your computer. And the portable is just going to be an executable that you can run. You could put it onto a USB memory stick, take it to another computer, and I would typically copy it to the computer and run it from the hard drive of the computer instead of running it from the USB memory stick, but some utilities could be done that way. So then, let's see, looking at chat, Catherine responding to George's computer that's running well. Ryan likes to use IOBit uninstaller, and that's fine. I've got no reason to prefer Revo over IOBit. Just Revo kind of rolls off my tongue a little bit easier than IOBit. I wouldn't have any objection to either one. Wintermute says portable equals does not need to be installed. Exactly. Gary says portable doesn't write to the registry. Exactly. Catherine, portable will not install on the hard drive. Absolutely. Aaron says portable will not install. Aaron says portable you can run from a flash memory. We all know he meant flash memory. Although I kind of like the idea of flask memory.
Yeah, flask memory's good.
That could be thing. I'd like to see a flask. Unscrew the top of the flask and plug it into the USB port.
Yeah.
I think that would be a fun thing. And then let's see what else. Gary Mark R is worth $700 million, and I believe he is currently still working for Microsoft or back working for Microsoft. I think I heard recently what his current title is. and George, I use portable if one is available because it does not install. Aaron's laughing. I'm assuming that's from the Flask memory. And George, I use C Cleaner portable only, never install it. Catherine, IOBit is if nothing else works. Flask memory is your choice to make. And then Wintermute, my Flask causes memory loss. A Flask can cause problems with a computer, certainly. Okay, so let's go ahead and click on this portable. We're at 155 in chat. And then here it's showing up in the bottom left corner, which is where Chrome is supposed to show downloads, and it is a zip file. So it's a zip file. It's going to need to be unzipped. Some things can run from the zip. I typically like to move it to a different location on my hard drive if it's something I want to keep a hold of. So I would do that by clicking on this overflow menu button. Is the best name I can come up with it right now. And options button. Seems like there should be a better word for that. It's not really an overflow menu because this isn't a menu. But anyway, so show in folder. And then this takes us to your downloads folder. So I would right click and cut it from here and then maneuver to some other location. Am I okay going to some other location?
You're fine. I'm just trying to figure out what that FRST English is.
Oh, okay. First English? I don't know.
It was downloaded today. That's what got me.
Oh, yeah, downloaded probably, this was after our live stream started.
I'll bet you if you go down, yeah, it was done at the same time that Malwarebytes was done.
Yeah, so when we downloaded the uninstaller for Malwarebytes, this First English was also downloaded at the same time.
Right.
That's curious. Oh, look at the file description. FARBAR recovery scan tool.
Yeah, I read that as FooBar, but it does say FARBAR.
Yeah. That sounds familiar. I'm wondering if that has something to do with some kind of support file for the Malwarebytes uninstaller. I don't know, but it does. I don't think that we see anything here that says it was installed, but
it looks like it was just downloaded.
Yeah. So anyway, my normal process is I would have some other folder where I keep utility tools, things like that.
Okay.
And I would go paste it there. So on a computer that doesn't already have something, I typically go right click on the C drive and create a new folder called SW setup. Some people are going to be upset that I use that if they don't like HP computers, because HP that's what they use on their computers, but I think of it as software setup. So then we can just paste into here. I already did a cut for that Revo uninstaller, and then right click on it and choose extract all. And then it's going to automatically create a subfolder in the current folder called Revo Uninstaller Portable. So that's why I didn't actually create a folder for Revo Uninstaller, because this is going to create that folder. So then I'll go back to the SW Setup folder, right click on the zip file and delete it. Now there's lots of other ways a person could go about doing that. Some people might be more comfortable doing it a different way. That's just my habit, the routine that I go through. So then double clicking on that. So here is, so there is no, well, this is Revo U-port, but that's not the actual executable, I don't think. I think we have to go into one of these folders. Well, it is an application. Let's go ahead and try that. Revo Uninstaller Portable, so it's probably going to launch either the x64 or the x86 based upon what it detects that you have on your computer, and yes, that's exactly what it did. If we come here to the Help and About menu, we should find an indication that it is the 64-bit, if it bothers telling us, and it's not even telling us that. So this is showing the software that is detected on your computer. So on your mother's computer, you would go look and see if Super Anti-Spyware is found on here,
Right.
or if Malwarebytes is found on here. And if not, then we would go, I believe it's to the hunter mode. See, am I right about that? The hunter mode to, well, that lets you maneuver through the file system. So I was saying that. Oh, here's this thing. Yeah, this guy over here. You can drag this over something and move it over a file to uninstall that. So it's this hunter icon. I'm going to escape to get rid of that. I don't want it to actually uninstall something, but if I recall correctly, I believe that's what this hunter mode does. Well, and that actually took us out of the program.
That's interesting.
So I haven't done a lot of work with that, obviously. But what I was looking for,
It's running.
already running. Where is it? Is it out? Is it out here? Revo and installer. There it is. How about a single left click there? No, double left click there. That gets us back to it. There's something I think for scanning your computer to look for. There's an auto run manager. Browsers, Microsoft Office Cleaner, Windows Cleaner, Evidence Remover. No. So help me in the chat room. Is there some place, if it doesn't show up here, is there some way to more thoroughly search for residual elements of a program that hasn't uninstalled completely? So I'm going to go catch up in chat. 155. Gary says Mark R was CTO for Azure. Yeah, so Chief Technology Officer for the Azure department or project or branch, whatever they call it. Ashish Kadnola, context menu. So I probably, oh, that's a good point. When I was referring to that menu, that when we did that download and then clicked on that up arrow, context menu. Okay, usually I think of context menu as right clicking somewhere, and that was a left click on there, but still that's fair to call that a context menu over here. I think that's what Ashish was referring to. Ashish, I don't recall pronouncing your name or seeing your name in chat before, so welcome. Good to see you. Thank you for speaking up in chat. Glad to see you. And then George, my vote for the Defender program is a corrupt user profile. I've seen this before when apps have problems like you're seeing. Okay, so we could, for instance, when you get back to your mom's computer, if we want to search for the or try things basically within the Windows system itself, we could try the Surface file or System File Checker. I keep catching myself. I go back to the word Surface. That's not at all to SFC. System File Checker. And /scan now from a DOS prompt as admin. And then another thing we could do is just go create a new user profile, log in with that profile, and try a scan and see if that works. And that would confirm that there is a corrupt user profile. I'm kind of really intrigued to look at that, because anything else we do to repair or troubleshoot, for all we know, it could repair the damaged profile, and we never really know that it was a damaged profile.
Right.
Okay? So even if we create a new profile, give it admin rights, and then find that, yes, we can scan with that. So that says, yeah, there's something wrong with the user profile. What do we do next? Well, we try to specifically repair the original profile. We could also, for instance, use Fab's auto backup to copy the user profile from one profile to the other and just go with a new profile. I'd rather see if we can actually fix the damaged profile, just because that's more interesting to me. Let's see. Z-Manner to Gary makes a comment about cousins, and I'm not sure where that was referring to, and some laughs about from Aaron to Wintermute. I'm I think that had to do with the Flask. Yeah, so there's some back and forth here. I'm going to skip over reading some of the back and forth because you're talking to each other, which is great. Love it. Go ahead. And Gary to Ken, well, that's you. He says, I bet your problem will end up being Avast. Every freeware, shareware program installs it.
It had Avast on it at one point in time, and I remember taking that off a while back.
Okay.
So that could very well be a problem, yeah.
That still could be have residual elements of that there. Could be. Let's see. They threaten again. Okay, so conversation between Zvi and Gary. I'm not going to figure out. Then George, you can check the event viewer. Huh.
That's Greek to me. I kind of looked at the events viewer, but that's a different language.
Yeah, I don't see what we would be looking for in there, but I'd happy to. Well, we can't go look at that because we're not on your mom's computer.
Right.
So it's irrelevant for your computer.
I wouldn't know what to look for anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, and for this issue, I'm not sure what to look for there either. So, Georgia, if you had anything specific to look for, you could let us know that. George, it's easiest just to copy the user's folders from the corrupt profile to the newly created one. Okay, fair.
But if you copy a corrupt file, if you copy a user's profile and it's corrupt, when you put it back on there, aren't you still putting the corrupt file back?
No, he's not saying to copy the entire profile. He's just saying copy the user's folders, such as the documents folders, pictures folders, favorites folders perhaps, and photos folders.
Right.
So, yeah, just those.
Okay.
The thing we're missing there is if you have any applications that actually use subfolders of the app data folder, the user's app data folder,
right,
that you'd be missing that unless you copy those too, but those might have some specific settings. You might have installed programs if they have specific registry entries for that user profile. So in the Office environment, I've done that in the past, and I find Fabs works better, more reliably for that, because we do have software that makes modifications to the user's profile in registry, and just copying the data files over doesn't accomplish that. Gary saying Avast does not come off easy. And then Gary asking Ken, do you use C Cleaner? It is owned by Avast. I think you would have mentioned that already.
I personally don't, but Mom's computer at one point in time, and we're talking over the years, did have C Cleaner on it. So
yeah. Okay, well, I'll tell you what, we've been over an hour here. We've covered a lot of territory, and we really can't apply the fix right now, so I'm inclined to go ahead and wrap this up. And
two questions.
Actually, go ahead.
Maybe three. So I saw are these anything to be concerned about? It's Greek to me, so they probably are all right.
No, I leave those alone. Those get installed on your computer by virtue of other software that you're using.
Okay.
Yeah, the Microsoft Visual C++ is essentially a programming language, and it would have program modules, DLLs, software code, and I know I'm not doing this justice, that are there for the purpose of supporting some other things. Now, you can see that these have install dates of May 2nd. So when you look at other things that have a May 2nd install date, you may be seeing in a hint as to what actually
So do I need the update? Do I need this anymore? I mean, it's already updated. Do I still need that?
Yeah. I'm inclined to leave those. When a Windows update actually leaves something visible in the apps, I like to leave that. Now, we're looking at this in Revo and installer, so I'm going to do a Windows key R appwiz.cpl, and I suspect that that is in here as well. Yeah, update for Windows 10. It's unclear to me why sometimes these show up in here. This is not the update health tools. Microsoft Update Health Tools started showing up on computers, I think it was like in October of last year, and now it got more and more common that you would see it on your computers as they refine that. This Update Health Tools helps check to see that your computer is in a healthy state for receiving updates.
Okay.
It hasn't worked perfectly, and it tends to get updated almost every month.
All right.
And then so this we also see the Windows 10 Update Assistant and this one here. Now we could go look at that KB number to see specifically what it is. I'd take a hands-off approach to those and let Microsoft manage that, and have not looked into removing them. So then going back to chat, let's see, Wintermute, Avast uninstall tool. He's given us a link for that. And then George, I look forward to a video showing the solution. And then Gary to Wintermute.
My next question.
They still leave 3 directories, 4 registry entries, and they cannot be deleted. So Gary is making that response to Wintermute. I think about Avast. Catherine, yes, you usually can unless they screw up badly. I think she's referring to uninstalling that update for Windows. Yeah, again, I'm typically hands-off on that. Now, your computer, Windows key R, WinVer, you're on 21H1, so you certainly have had a feature update after this March 2020 date. So that's all right.
Now, my next question is, let's see if I can put this in English language. We're connected through LogMeIn123. If I could connect to my mom's computer from my computer using TeamViewer, would you be able to do what you need to do using you being logged into mine already? I'm just trying to save myself a trip.
Yes, absolutely. That's exactly what we did with Kerry Holzman when he was working on Tim's computer.
Okay.
Kerry Holzman was connected to my computer using TeamViewer. My computer was connected to Tim's computer using LogMeIn123. Now you're just proposing to do it backwards of that, meaning I'm connected to you with LogMeIn123, your computer connected to hers with TeamViewer.
Right.
Yeah. Now then
you just have to work out the logistics of your 2 hours behind us. So I'm sure you don't want to get up about 5 o'clock in the morning and do this. So
no.
Let me talk to her and see if I can get a time that would be good for you, which is probably 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon your time. And then hopefully it's a very simple solution and we can get her protected as far as her computer goes.
Yeah. So on Saturdays, I have the regular session with Bertlin at 12 noon my time. So I think I'd be inclined to ask for 2 p.m. my time. So that would be 4 p.m. your time?
That would be fine, yeah.
And is she in your time zone? Yeah, she is.
Yeah, we're in the same time zone. No, actually, they're an hour in front of there. Right now it's 4:14 here. It's 5:14 in Indiana, but that's fine.
So 5 o'clock her time. Yeah.
Check the schedule here. Where are we at? We are. Yeah, this is her work. This is my wife's weekend to work. So this Saturday might work. I'll get with my mom and then I'll shoot you an email and let you know.
All right. Very good.
Great.
Yeah, when your question about how that could work, there's other alternatives we could do too. You could be connected to her computer, TeamViewer, and then you could establish a connection from her computer to my computer with LogMeIn123, where I'm connected directly to her instead of through you. Now, the advantage of that is it means I'm not going to have potentially two levels of computer inside computer.
Right.
Okay, because the way we're describing now, I'm going to be connected to your computer, and then inside that window, I'll be connected to her computer. So if you connect to her computer with TeamViewer, you would then go to a website, LogMeIn123, to establish a direct connection for me to her computer. So I'm directly connected to her computer. Now, her computer at that point is a remote client to two people, which it'll work. It works. I've done that before. Right. It's fine.
I think I can talk her into that.
I don't care either way. It's fine with me.
Yeah.
And it'll work fine because I think your internet speed at your home has been fine, hasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. And the internet speed at her place, is it good?
I've never checked it, but she doesn't do anything but email and bills, so it's probably sufficient for her.
All right. So let's see what else. Looking back at chat, the usually can unless they screw up. Catherine, yes, I refer to Windows Update, so I guess she's saying we can uninstall that. Z-Man or OBS need Visual C++. Do you use OBS?
I do.
Oh, yes. You do? Okay, so that would be an explanation why you have that. But I find those commonly on a lot of computers. I think there's a lot of Office software that uses it. George, I've been using Windows 10 Quick Access for remote access. It works quite well for basic things. I'm a little leery of allowing that to be used on my business clients because I think that is a development or offshoot of remote desktop, RDP, from that's been a long-standing product for Windows, and it opens port 3389, and it's a real source of it's an open door for hackers. And I don't know that that's the case of what Quick Assist, but my understanding is you read up about Quick Assist, and Microsoft intends that to be for helping relatives and friends and on a low security circumstance. And I think it's not advised for businesses, or in my case, when I need to be able to connect unattended to computers that have information where it would be a bad thing if a hacker got hold of it and did a ransomware type thing. And Catherine, direct is better indeed. She's referring to me connecting direct to your mom's computer. So, okay, so let's wrap that up. I think we've gone long enough for this, and so
You want to go Saturday at 2:00 your time?
2:00 my time, 4:00 your time, 5:00 her time.
Her time, right? Okay. Yeah, I think I can talk her into it.
Okay. And so should we go ahead and tell everybody in chat what time that is for each of them? No.
Oh, come on. Let's figure out the worldwide time system.
You're going to have to figure it out for yourselves, folks. There's some great calculators. You just Google for it to convert times. And actually, let me try something. I'm going to bounce back over to your computer. See, this let's minimize your zoom and come down here to the search field. I bet there's some people even in the chat room that don't know this. Like if you want to say, okay, so what is, let's see, I got an offer for something that costs $36.85, and I can get a discount of 5.5%. So if I type the asterisk and then type 0.055, the Windows search will tell me that's $2.02. You can actually do math in this search field without asking for math.
That's neat.
You just type the numbers. So, let's see, how would you say this? 2 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time equals, let's see, what would say?
Oh, there, now it's showing
Eastern
the time.
Daylight Time.
Yeah, it popped up already.
Yeah,
5
right
p.m.
there. Boom. 2 o'clock to 5 p.m. So you don't need to go Google anything. Just do it right in your search field.
That's neat. That is neat. The things we learn.
Yeah. So what was that? Windows user tip 5A?
Brought to you by.
Right.
All right, Doug, let me get a hold of her and I'll shoot you an email and hopefully we'll talk again and you can, get her secured. That would be great.
Yeah, very good. I'll look forward to that.
All right.
All right.
Let's say bye to the chat.
Yep. You can go ahead and say goodbye and then...
Thanks, chat. Appreciate everyone's help. Put a little plug in for my website, Ken Stout Live.
Wait a minute, Ken Stout Live. What do you do on your website?
It's not a website, it's YouTube.
Your YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It bounces all over the place. I got one of my wife doing a cooking show. I've got several of me.
Okay.
I'm actually wanting to incorporate our gardening and flowers into it because we run a Facebook group for urban gardeners. And
all right.
I literally post pictures every day of if a flower blooms, I take a picture of it. So it's nuts. But yeah, Ken Stout Live, YouTube. Second plug.
All right. Let's see. Nope. We got one more thing you got to do. We're gonna do this for Catherine. LWTDB. I'm gonna take you back to the video. She's asking for you to put that into chat. So you go ahead and type in your address for that in the chat. We'll pause that and then write that.
How do I do that? Just put in.
Well, actually, no. Here's a better way to do that. Let's do this. Let's see. You are. Oh, you know what? They took this away from chat though. So we used to be able to click on somebody's name in the chat and go to their YouTube. So
I thought you could still do that though.
No. See here, if I click on this. Doesn't do anything. If I click on the 3-dot menu next to Gary's name, so
they have changed it.
It doesn't do that. And then over here on their icon, no, it doesn't do it. But what we can do is come up here to your icon in the upper right. This is your profile, and go to your channel. And then that gets us to your channel. Now if we come up here into the URL in the address bar, click on that, Control-C for copy. And then I'll just click the back button to go back to the video.
Oh, nice.
And then come in here to the chat field and Control-V to paste that and press enter. Now there's the link in chat. So
shameless plug number 3.
Then you folks can go ahead and copy that right from chat. So let's see. Oh, look at this. Dan Nielsen right here says, thanks, I didn't know that. So he's referring to that time zone, either the calculation in the search field or the time zone conversion.
Probably convert money, probably do a lot of things.
Yeah, you can also do it with Hey Siri or Alexa.
Nice.
What time is 2 p.m. in East Coast time? I missed that. I was too late. I didn't say that very well anyway. So let's see. Went to mute to George. Did you run in safe mode? So that's something else.
So when you pause the video, the chat still continues, right?
Yeah, it did.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, interesting. And then also with the video paused, when you unpause it, we got the speaker muted.
Right.
You're not live right now. You're not seeing the live. See, there's this little bit of at the end.
Right.
So if you click on the word live, that'll take you right up to the live, and you'll get that red dot there to tell you that you're back. So since we have the DVR turned on, at any time a person can scroll back in time and to look at something again. The chat continues live. When you're ready to go back to the live, you can click here on live, and that brings you up there. Now then, another thing, as long as I'm here, we're going to go for another user tip. You got this running on DVR. If you hold down the shift key and press the period key, that speeds it up. So you can do that, I think, 3 times. So now I've done a shift right arrow 3 times, and so it's running faster. And you can't see that here, but if I go to the gear, see here that says 1.75?
Right.
So you're actually at a playback speed now of 1.75. And for people who have complained that I talk too slow sometimes, I highly encourage you to speed the video up. And you can also, it goes up to 2, and it might not go to 2 right now. The DVR might not do that. And then you can also slow it down. And then the other keystrokes in here is right arrow key will back you up 5 seconds, I think it is. And there's a little blurb right up here in the middle that shows that it's 5 seconds. But if you use the letter J on the keyboard, it goes back 10 seconds. And then on the keyboard, the letter L will go forward 10 seconds. Conversely, the right arrow key will go forward by 5 seconds. Okay, so there I got way carried away.
So now we're in 5C. I think we have Windows tipped up to 5C.
Oh yeah, right. Windows user tap 5C, that's right. And it was, I think you just took a drink of your coffee, and we got to remember that this is delayed right here. I mean, this is from way back then. You're not seeing it live right now. So if I go back,
there is a delay. Yeah, I agree with Catherine. Avast, I wouldn't recommend it at all as well.
Yeah, well, I don't like any of the third-party products, frankly. I've just had too much trouble with all of them. So, all right, back again. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to minimize this. Well, actually, no, I'm not going to minimize that. I'm just going to bring your, where is it? This guy. No, not that one. Your Zoom. Bring your Zoom up. I'm about to click your leave button, so that's going to drop you out of Zoom.
All right.
And okay, so you're saying goodbye to everybody.
Yep. Thank you for the plug. I appreciate it. I'll send you an email as soon as I talk to my mom.
All right, very good. Thanks
you
much.
Doug.
See you then. Bye-bye. Yep, bye. Okay, so there he's gone, and there's my email address if you want to reach out to me for anything. And I'm disconnecting the remote session from Ken's computer. And I think that's all she wrote for this session. So I hope that was useful. Have a great day. Catch you later. Goodbye.